Yeah.
What's your process for, at least right now, because I know it evolves, but what's your process right now for I start a beat, I found a sound that I like, I'm gonna build on it. This is the artist I'm gonna work with. Walk me through what your world is like when you get a new idea.
I'm pretty old school. I'll have one idea and I'll carry that idea maybe for a couple of years. It'll just sit in my laptop for almost years. Yeah, man.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what's an idea that sits for for that many years? How do you mean?
I'll make like a little like a drop. You know what a drop is? Like, the drop of a song.
Yeah.
Or I'll make like a hook. That's the build. That's the drop. Yep.
That's the drop. Sorry, my build was more build than drop. Sorry.
There you go.
Hang on. That's a drop.
Have you ever had a dream that you had to do so much you could do anything?
Thank you so much for being here. Welcome back to another episode of Did I Stutter? I don't even do these intros anymore, but I have so much respect for this next guest, who he's actually here. It's weird to say next because he's right. He's here. This is our first musician. Guys, clap. This is our first. But really though, he's the proprietor of Hot Sauce and he's with me every breakfast. So please welcome Americo, aka Boombox Cartel. No. Just, like, do you have like any Skrillex on there? Okay, or not Skrillex. Sorry, I meant not Skrillex.
I mean, put like a little growl or like a bow or just some.
Not Skrillex. I meant, what's the word I'm thinking of?
EDM, dude.
Yeah, but no, where the. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. A vinyl scratch? I don't think I'm that old to. I play a little bit on vinyl, but we need to update the sound effects here.
So, Americo, you and I have been friends for 5 years now? 5 years? Predates the pandemic, for sure.
For sure.
I blame us. But I think that from what I've gathered is you're so similar in I'm similar to you and you're similar to me in the way that we approach business, the way that we approach our industries. And what I think I love most about getting to know you over the years is that there's so much more to your process that I was not even like. I didn't even know that there were parallels between comedy and music as far as how much of a grind it is. You know what I mean? And you, like comics, we'll perform anywhere and we'll do, whatever. But the way that you approach music, I love how much of a technician you are and how dedicated you are to it. It's really kind of cool to see.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate all the kind words. Well, yeah, we bonded over. I mean, we'll get into that. But,
yeah. We can get into it right now if you want.
Talk about it right now.
We can get into it right now. The way I met Americo was I was traveling on a United flight. Was it United?
Yeah, it was like a Denver connection.
God, it was
to Burbank.
a United flight, and all great stories start this way. We were on a United flight, suffering, and I had my dog Stella with me at the time, and I think you and Olivia, who she travels with you as well. So I also work with someone who I'm with who works with me, but we're together. It's super risque. HR. So, but you and your partner Olivia, you guys were traveling behind Stella and I think there was some discrepancy with the guy who was sitting next to us.
It was, I remember, I think I was on a window seat. Olivia was like in a middle seat or something. And then you guys like sat first. And a few weeks before I had run into your videos. And I told Olivia, like, yo, that's that guy with the cool vlogs. And they have like a dog and they like do all this. And then Olivia was like, all right, cool. Like, sure. And then you guys sat down. And then this guy like arrives late to his seat, classic, right?
Yeah.
They're closing the door. This guy's about to sit down. And he looks down. And he's like, you can move your, like, he said something super disrespectful. He's like, are you fucking blind or something?
Yeah.
And I go like, yo. And then I was like, this is not it. I stood up. I was already standing up when he said it. I was like, God damn, I don't want to end up on a list on this airline.
Dude, it was so cool because I felt so bad because Stella she did such a good job of just like making herself into a tiny ball and putting herself under my seat.
Croissant.
Yeah, like a little croissant. That's exactly right. And she would put herself under my seat, so it had nothing to do with this guy. So that was something that was so weird, where it was just like I felt it was like a long travel day, and I was at pretty much the end of my I was just at the end of my rope as far as coming back from a trip and feeling so tired, and we get harassed so much on the plane. So it was so nice that I think what you said was hey, that's not cool. I think you were like, that's not.
I was like, yo. I was like looking around, like, God, you heard this, right?
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
like pretty loud about.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that's not cool. Like, if you have a problem, like, we'll switch seats or whatever.
Yeah, it was so nice because it just felt like it feels weird, but when you're on a plane, you're on your own, and we're all fending for ourselves.
Yeah.
On a plane, you could be like everybody becomes like a heightened version of themselves. So if you're neurotic, or if you are not a nice person, or if you're calm, like everything I think becomes that much more heightened. So if you're an experienced traveler like you are, or like me, I think you just become more conditioned or aware of what's going on.
Any like salesperson that is traveling for work I sold the Empire State Building. Like they all of a sudden act. The one rental guy that rents his car out to someone, he's the owner of Hertz. And standing in line at boarding group 1, and he's the hottest shit there is. And then you just have to that's always been an issue traveling. I'm sure you've run into it, but after a gig, you finish, the show ends at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And then we're back at the hotel at 3. And then we have the first flight out back home at 6 a.m. So just imagine a DJ that smells like booze, wearing a black hoodie, just like on his phone, kind of leaning over, half asleep, standing in like the pre-boarding group.
Yeah.
And then you're next to all these like doctors.
Yeah.
And lawyers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are you, sir, this is boarding group 1. And you just look over, like, yeah. Yeah, this is the one. And people, you get judged pretty hard.
Yeah.
Have you seen some DJs? Some DJs look pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
I think I've cleaned myself up a little bit, but we look pretty gnarly, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I think that's what's cool about anything. I think that's cool about anything about travel right now is anybody could do anything. You have no idea. You have no idea the way someone looks or whatever, what that correlates to. And I think that a lot of these older, like these old heads, these like some of these boomers are kind of like, there's a traditional way things are done, which is you fly, and when you fly, you are in a suit, and you don't talk to your wife for 4 days, and like it's just very like different. And
I'm off to war.
Yeah. It's exactly it. So I'm off to sell fucking concrete or whatever they did back then. And so I think when you have a younger looking whatever, or just in a hoodie and travel clothes, it's just so blah. It's whatever. I think it's very easy to get judged very hard. And traveling in general is just, with our industries, it's such a big component of it.
Well, comedy and music, we're like whoa, what is this? Like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, like, whoa, that's unique. That's crazy. Yeah. Today, you go to LAX and you'll ask someone standing in line, probably be like, yo, I sell like reptiles to people in Florida or something.
Yeah.
Or I'll sell pictures of my toenails, not my toes, my toenails. Yeah. People get pretty specific.
What constitutes as a job now is so weird.
Yeah.
It's so fucking strange now. We're the old heads now. Do you understand? We're so classic now. Oh, you just do stand-up? Oh, you just make sick beats?
Yeah. I'm a TikTok stand-up guy. I'm not a lounge venue stand-up guy. I'm a TikTok.
I do it in my living room. I make guacamole, and I perform for my aunt. It's super specific.
Yeah.
Do you I want to go back to what made you get to the point that you are here, and we always start with like what made you want to do music? Because it's not just that there's so much about what you do that I knew nothing about prior to meeting you, and there's a lot that I think people can learn about from listening to you. So what is it that you were like, oh, this is the style of music that I'm great at making, that I gravitate towards? Like, how did you start?
Totally, man. Well, I ended up doing music. How was it? I was in like computer technology class, like normie stuff. I wanted to make like apps. Like I wanted to do like the, phones and stuff, or apps or video game stuff. So I went to school for that. I was miserable. I really sucked at school.
Yeah.
And then a summer off, I just told my parents like, yo, let me just try this music thing. Cause I was in bands. I was in like cover bands. I was playing the drums here and there.
And you enjoyed that?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
I didn't love the carrying the drums through the hallways and sketchy backyards and stuff. But, I just wanted to do something in music and production. I was making beats on my laptop. Took a summer off, applied to 4 different schools. I ended up in Minnesota. I was living in Mexico at the time. So to go from Monterrey, Mexico to like, hey, mom, I got to be in St. Paul, Minnesota next week.
Yeah.
I applied and they accepted me. So I'm going to be there for the summer. And I didn't have like a jacket. I only had like my skiing jacket, I think, at the time. So I just put everything in a duffel. I was like, all right, I'm out.
What do you use a jacket in Mexico for? That's nothing.
Christmas is like 90 degrees.
Yeah.
It's like pretty chill.
Yeah, that's where and so you grew up in Mexico. You were born and raised there.
I was actually born in Texas, raised in Mexico.
Oh, nice.
So it's like an opposite like immigrant situation.
Oh yeah, that's how bad Texas is. Yeah. Get to fucking Mexico.
Yeah. We're born in Texas and moved to Mexico. No, my whole family's Mexican. So I raised, when I was like 10 years old till like 20 in Mexico. And then got thrown back into the U.S. Went
back in Texas. Like, no, I can't.
So
they sent you to Minnesota the next time you go back. We're just like, here's all these shitty states that we want to do. We'll see if you want to be an American boy. You go to Texas. You go to Minnesota.
So they took me to the state of the 10,000 lakes.
Yeah.
And they had some lakes for sure.
Yeah.
Did music school there, and my grades were pretty cool. And my dad's like, dude, just stay there. Like,
yeah,
your grades are pretty tight. Like, this is something I could show off to your grandparents.
You got a sick dad. He's like, your grades are pretty tight, son.
Well, yeah, just terrible grades my whole life. He was like, dude, this is great.
Yeah.
Just keep doing that.
No, I know. The way you just described it was so great. I just imagine a dad who's like, this is pretty tight. These grades thing. They grade you now. They do this.
I mean, if you met my dad, he'd probably say shit like that.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, so, because you didn't find yourself enjoying school until you got to college, basically?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And because this was just for mostly your major. And
yep.
Yeah. What was it that you were majoring in?
Major in production.
Oh, gotcha.
With like mixing and mastering. So like mix a record, right? Volumes.
Yeah.
Louder drums.
Yeah.
Quieter drums. And mastering is just to get the levels and EQ everything.
Yeah.
Nerdy terms to make it, friendly for Spotify users or Apple users. To listen to the music balanced like every other song out there. So that was my major. And I was making beats on the side. And I was like acing these classes.
Wow.
So it was just to buy time.
Yeah.
It was just for that. Because when I was making beats in Mexico, my dad would I would hear him walking into the room and I would just throw my laptop across the room and just pretend I'm sleeping.
Really?
Yeah. It was like, what are you doing? Like,
yeah.
A DJ? What is that?
Yeah.
Don't even do that. Like, that's not a real job.
But what is it about being a professional DJ that you knew you wanted to, do from an early age? What about it?
Well, when I started with like making beats on my computer and stuff, like I just wanted to be in a studio and make songs for pop stars, rappers, for bands and stuff. Yeah. So that was my main goal. Like DJ wasn't even a thing. Like it was a thing, obviously, but it wasn't even like an option for me.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make music. And in Minnesota, it was like a rock school, right? It was all the people like really close to Prince. All the people I used to work with Prince were like teaching there.
Wow.
And that was the school. Like it was just rock and roll. And then all the rock and roll teachers were like, yeah, what are these electronic beats you guys are making? Like, what is not real music? So that's when we did our like extracurricular like courses, or like the homies that like DJ stuff or hip hop beats, or we would kind of sidebar and do our own thing in the city, or throw our own shows in the city.
Yeah.
And then that's when I kind of discovered the DJ world and ended up producing electronic records that ended up doing good and got me on the road.
Yeah. And so you didn't have like, you just kind of stumbled into EDM. That was your kind of, or were you just like, this is where I always knew I wanted to end up, because you knew it wasn't going to be rock. You knew it wasn't going to be like, to walk me through how you decided that you were going to land in EDM?
Well, dude, Skrillex was a big thing. Pretty big thing in like the music scene, not just the dance music scene, like in the music scene in general. He came from a rock band.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people shared his story, and seeing some dude that was just a singer in a band, in a successful like rock band, ended up being a DJ because he just did all these other beats on his computer.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, whoa, like what's up?
Yeah.
And then people just started like being more empowered, making beats and releasing stuff.
Yeah.
Versus the traditional like record a drum kit and then get a record deal. Like that was a big revolutionary moment for rappers too. They would just they would record stuff in their bedrooms, and there you go.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're playing Seattle to I don't know how many people.
It's insane. It's got to be an insane thing, from laptop to live, because you can't think of two more different worlds where it's just like here's a bunch of guys or a bunch of girls who are just like I'm a nerd. This is where I vibe right now. This is what I can make, and then it has to be such a thing where you're like, this is a production now. Like every dream starts in your bedroom. You know what I mean? Every dream starts with like, this is what I'm going to do, or this is what I hope it to see. And for it to be at a place where you're like, I'm playing to millions of crowds, people listening to something that I just made, is gotta be fucking crazy.
But if you go one step deeper to that, you could be like, hey, I made this song in my boxers in my living room.
Yeah.
Or like I finished it in an airport.
Yeah.
And here it is. I'm playing it at EDC to like 50,000 kids.
It's insane.
And you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Back then, you would have to go through a whole session and the label and the mixing guy, and then now it's just one person that could do most of it.
It's more accessible now.
Yeah.
And I think there's pros and cons to both of those things.
Big pros and cons.
You know, the con that first comes to mind for me, because we just dated a pro, but the con that comes to mind for me is we're now leaving it in the hands of anybody to decide what's good.
Yep.
And that's scary.
Super.
It's a scary idea, because I've met people, and when you get to meeting people and talking to people, and if you're deferring to their judgment, it can be scary. But you know, there has to be a certain artists where in your field where you're just like, I don't even fucking know how someone is vibing with this, but I guess this is a thing.
Yeah. Well, there's like robots that get to decide now. There's like, these big companies, probably there's 1,000 songs being submitted, thousands, if not million songs being submitted a day.
Yeah.
And how could they expedite the process of knowing what's going to get more plays and whatnot?
Yeah.
They'll just compare you to other songs and just algorithms. I think that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
And you know, you're receiving content. Back then you would buy a CD at like Best Buy for like $12.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're just scrolling away and you're listening to 47 songs in like 2 minutes. And then who do I like?
Yeah.
I mean, who do I know what playlist I like. I back then we knew we didn't like Nickelback.
Yeah. And now we really do. Well, but I think what's hard is that's what scares me. I like my comfort zone, and I just and if I try to venture out into even being like, if I'm scared to like someone new, I'm genuinely scared to like someone new, because if I like this person, then that person, it sounds like this person, and I get that recommendation, I'm like, all right, now I have to commit to you too. Like, it's so much, it's so scary.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I like you grab the one CD or the one vinyl record or the one something, you play it, you watch it all. Yeah. You binge it, and then you're like, I think I like that guy.
It's manageable. It feels manageable. Like, I feel like I'm able to compartmentalize my appreciation or love for this type of whatever. And it's so weird because you and I are both products of, I think, being able to create, or at least create some of our own destiny. And that is because of the accessibility component. But at the same time, there's just, everything is just so overstimulating. What's your process for, at least right now, because I know it evolves, but what's your process right now for, I start a beat, I found a sound that I like, I'm going to build on it. This is the artist I'm going to work with. Walk me through what your world is like when you get a new idea.
Pretty old school. I'll have one idea and I'll carry that idea maybe for a couple of years. It'll just sit in my laptop for almost years. Yeah, man.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what's an idea that sits for that many years? How do you mean?
I'll make like a little like a drop. You know what a drop is? Like, the drop of a song. Yeah. Or I'll make like a hook. That's the build. That's the drop. Yep.
That's the drop. Sorry, my build was more build than drop. Sorry.
There you go.
Hang on. That's a drop.
Yep. So that's a drop, and then I
wonder how long I could have gone before Americo was like,
you could have kept it going. We had a little break or something.
Americo was like, I need to produce this. I'm going to sit on this kid for years.
Dude, my brain was analyzing that. I was like, what time signature is that? Because you're doing like little triplet. You're doing like some like 3/4 action. I was like, where is it? This guy's good.
Let me tell you, Minnesota's got some of the best schools around. If they're telling you triple do's and little la's and whatever I was doing, God, Minnesota shouldn't be able to decipher me, but they
Minnesota,
can.
Man.
Anyway, so yes, I do know. I now know what the drop is. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the drop, and then I'll make like 4 or 5 here and there, or like I'll make one and I'll play it at a show and it'll go off at a show. I'm like, okay, I got a good reaction from that.
Yeah.
But I don't have an intro. Like I don't have like a build up.
Yeah.
Like.
Sorry, that was the drop.
That was the build up. So if I don't have that, I'll edit like someone else.
Can I go to all your meetings? You're like, and this is what we're thinking of. Just dudes in suits who are like, we love it.
Dude, those are the big label meetings with the EDM guys.
Oh yeah, have you ever had? Have you ever had a meeting where you didn't have your music and you were like, no, it's like this, like, no, there's no way.
Dude, there's these guys with like tucked in button-up shirts. They'll show up with a briefcase, and then they'll go. Then these DJs with hoodies and everything will just show up. They'll like dap them up, like, and the corporate guy's like, "Whoa, like what? Hi, rockin'. Sorry,
we have a vegetable spread.
Yeah, here's your vegetable platter. We got you your pills you wanted, or we got you all the drugs you wanted. We got them here for your meeting." And they'll play just like dubstep to like some guy that only listens to Morgan Wallen, like, yeah, this guy's good. We like this guy. We want him. And then you get a record deal for making dubstep. I mean, it's possible. Yeah. It happens.
Of course, it has.
It has happened. Yeah.
Do you think so much of what is destined to become something has everything to do with what people are saying around it? Like, do you think a lot of these executives, they hear something from someone else that's good, and then they make their recommendation based on that, rather than actually the quality of whatever the product is good?
Oh, dude. I mean, it kind of is like that.
Yeah.
It's scary, but it kind of is like that. It's
yeah.
all... I mean, if you're really good looking and you're really this and you're really loud on social media, that's like 99% of it.
Yeah. I'm none of those things.
Yes.
I'm so soft. I'm so vanilla.
Yeah. It's all like if you spend a lot of time on your craft, and obviously good music will always be successful. Yeah. Like good content, good quality, whatever your art is will always beat everything.
Yeah.
If you spend all the time on your art, you will defeat all the algorithms. You'll defeat all of that. But if you're like, I'm like, I'm 65% there, then you better start dancing, or you better start jumping around. You better start doing some other stuff, because you want someone's gonna see your reels or your Instagram, something like, yo, this guy can move.
Yeah.
Hey, what does it sound like? We don't care.
Wow.
Let him jump around to whatever song he's got, and people will just, oh, hey, what is this guy that dances like this on stage? Like, let's check him out.
How do you feel about something like that? Is that weaken the impact of what your industry is and what you do?
Dude, the fans are smart. Fans are getting smarter.
Good.
It's kind of partitioned to like,
Yeah.
like the iPad kids. Mm-hmm. They're like, they'll just take anything in. Like there's some fans that are they just want colors and confetti and everything.
Just
That's fine.
to be stimulated. That's it.
Sure.
Yeah.
But there's another ship that broke out, and they're just like, yo, I want to hear these triplets in the build-up. I want to hear, hear the unique stuff, and they're there, man.
Yeah.
You just gotta find them.
Yeah. Have you had that moment with your parents or your dad, who's super tight, by the way? Have you had that moment with him or with your parents where they're like, "Oh shit, this is what my son does. This is incredible." Like that kind of that approval.
I don't know about approval, but so my business banking account, or like whatever I charge people for like a show, like they would just like pay me to that bank account. The business address was their house.
Oh, wow.
So my dad's name is the same name as me.
Oh, so he opened mail.
Yep.
This guy opened mail.
My mom loves to open mail. Yeah, she's a mail opener for sure. So
I have her come over to my place and open some mail. I never open my mail. I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of what's in that envelope, dude. But if she sounds fearless. I like that about her.
So my mom opened my mail, and then it's like, yeah, your dad got a check, and the check says Insomniac. Insomniac, Insomniac. The guys who do EDC, right? I think I had done EDC, my first EDC right there, and then they mailed a check to my parents' house. And then my mom gives a check to my dad. He's like, yeah, my dad's like, yep, probably one of our clients for sure. Takes it to the bank. He took that thing to the bank and he tried to put it in his account. And then he's like, sir, this is Americo. This is Junior. This is no. Check again. No, yeah, this is your son. And my mom called me. You have a check for this amount of money going to you? Yeah, this is Minnesota. I'm over here. Like, this is the music thing that I've been doing and traveling. That's why I dropped out of music school. Oh, that's why I got kicked out of music school.
Oh, wow.
Because of this. Oh, wow, no. Keep it up. This is awesome. Like, so they saw that and they were like, all right, we get it.
Yeah.
So these quinceañeras are pretty big. One step at a time, it was.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, your dad, you gotta love him for trying.
He's dude. I had him over just a few days ago, and they were so concerned that the trash person like just blew past our house and didn't take the trash, and my dad chased him down the street. Imagine a Mexican dad doing this to a trash truck here in the valley. And then my dad, I just hear my dad panicking. He's like, dude, they didn't take the trash. We have so much trash. We're going to be like buried in trash here. What are we going to do? He's like, Dad, just slow down. Sit him down. It's okay. Like, there's like 6 different trucks. There's like 3 different trash cans. And then that's the alleyway. That's a different guy. This street is, if the neighbor's trash is taken, then you should be worried.
Yeah.
But our neighbors are the same, it's all the 3 trash cans. Everyone's on the same page there. And then my mom in the other room on the phone with the Department of Waste Management or whatever it is. They're coming back. They're coming back to come get it. It's like, Mom. And we see the truck. We see a truck start to back up. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna have like 4 trash trucks outside of my house right now.
Yeah.
And we find, hey, sit down. It's like a thing. They do it every week.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys are here or they're not here, they'll still do it.
Yeah.
The trash has to go no matter what. Like, it's okay. So,
Who's is there ever been an artist that you played with that your parents knew and they were like, holy shit, this is so exciting? Because sometimes that's only the measurement of success that your parents have is if when you go into a new industry, they're like, oh, he did a show with Jerry Seinfeld or whatever, you know what I mean? And that's their, and that's their own sort of scale. Did that happen for you?
Totally. My
Really?
dad would always be like, oh, he makes beats in the laptop. Ah, but Americo doesn't know how to play the accordion. If he only knew how to play the accordion, I would really love him a little more. That's that. And then, well, I think it was just recently. It was just like, I think it was like last year. I opened for Bad Bunny on his tour.
Yeah.
My mom's like, that's Bad Bunny. He's on Instagram. He's like, yep. It's like, he has an Instagram page. He's like, pretty big deal. He's like Bad Bunny. He's like the Bad Bunny. Like, yeah, that's him. And, he did. And then my mom would send me, like, when it was announced, my mom would say, yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah.
That's him. And then like, that was like the, wow.
Yeah.
That's his show. That's that's the first thing he did.
Bad Bunny.
That first Bad Bunny. But yeah.
I'm sorry, your world is just so funny.
It's so fucked up.
It's just it's just like you got to do something with Bad Bunny. It's Bad Bunny.
Yeah, and then the whole family, all my cousins in Mexico were like, that's he did it. It's like, well, dude, I just did 2 shows on his tour. He did like a 300 show. I don't even know how many times he played where, but I only played twice.
Yeah,
and then that's it. That's all I needed to get everyone to.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because my parents thought I was doing quinceañeras. I was doing like Mexican sweet 16s.
Yeah.
Till like last week. And then I flew them out. I flew them out to the show here in like California, and they saw, why is everyone dressed so weird? They're like, Mom, I don't make the rules here. This is how they could buy their own clothing. They dress however they want.
Yeah.
Like, it's it's all inclusive. Everyone comes in and performs, and everyone could be themselves. Oh, okay. I like it.
Nice.
I like it.
How does someone approach you about making something for them? Like how do you end up creating things for other people in your industry? How does that work?
Well, these like projects that I'll make at a random airport or in my studio, and I'll just send out a pack to like my management, or I'll send out a pack to a couple of homies who work with all these other bigger artists like rappers and stuff like that. Yeah. And those folders will exist in the zeros and ones in the abyss. Yeah. And I'll get an email in the morning and be like, yo, so-and-so really likes this. They're going to record on this tonight. I'm like, whoa, what is he like? Wait, what are we talking about? Oh, he's recording to this thing you sent him. It's like, dude, I sent this to you in 2014.
What?
He's like, yep, we're going to like record something to this. And like, all right, I guess it's still available. Go for it. If you guys want to use it.
A 2014 track someone tried to use?
Well, dude, all these folders are out there. So like, imagine all these producers. You make something, right?
Yeah.
You send it to some manager, or you send it to some other artist, right? It's in their Instagram or in their email, and they're building an album. Yeah. Some of these artists take 4 years to build an album. So they'll just dig through all their emails and then just pull beats from the emails, and then he likes this one.
Wow.
And you sent that email like years ago.
That's incredible.
Or months ago. Or because for at least for me, like I'm not in a room like writing with someone. Like if I'm writing with a vocalist, they would go insane.
Yeah.
Like imagine hearing a snare drum while they're trying to write like a love song.
Yeah, it would be tough.
It's just like, no. So you do your thing, I'll do my thing, and I'll just send it to you when it's kind of done.
Wow.
So it's all like mostly emails. It's not like back in the day when everyone was like, let's just smoke weed together and let's do a lot of drugs together and let's make rock and roll.
I just love your whole explanation of it's mostly emails.
Yeah, somewhat. But when, 2 DJs working on a song, then yeah, that gets kind of, it's like a LAN party, just like 2 really like obscure people like making beats in a dark room.
Do you find people are more like you or less like you in your industry?
The newer people, like obviously, you're new to the industry and you just want to drink every night. You want to rage. You
Not
just want to,
dude.
pizza every day, pizza on the rider. I get a rider. What?
I can put whatever.
I can put whatever. Yo, remember that one story where that one band put like green Skittles on? Everyone knows like
Yes.
I'm going to put blue Skittles on mine. It's like, all right. I put a Nintendo 64 and they put it on my rider. Let's go.
Emails.
And I mean, you gotta really just go for it. You know, have fun, take it all in and stuff like that. But after 6, 7, 8, 9 years go by, we have to come on. We gotta partition this. When it's time to write, it's time to write. When it's time to DJ, it's time to DJ. And there's so many other variables too. Like we have to design how the lights look at our show.
Yeah.
Back then I would just show up and just plug in my USB drive and just, let's go. But now like we have a whole team like designing the lights, designing the visuals in the back.
So much.
The pyro hits, that's us.
Wow.
We decide when they happen.
Wow.
And it's just like a whole thing.
One of my favorite panic attacks that I've ever had was at your show.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it was Halloween, and your set times are fucking crazy. You're like, and I'm going on at 1:30, and you're like, oh, in the morning. Oh yeah, yes, I will be there. And I went there for that. I was there for that Halloween show. And fortunately, if you had me come to the show to watch you facing you, I could not. I would have died. I would have died. And if I didn't die, I would have tried to die because it was it was a nightmare. Hey, I didn't say the thing, Isaac. So I can't say it because I will get demonetized. But but because we were able to be on stage, like with you guys facing because those crowds,
they're troopers. The fans are troopers. The fans are, well, they gave you guys a booth, right? For your audience, your fans, your friends, right. They get a nice little booth and they get a little waitress or waiter, a drink minimum, and the AC. Dude, these kids at the EDM shows, they'll jump in and they'll be at the front. They'll be all squished up. Everyone's all sweaty, but everyone's so stoked. Everyone's got all this energy. I don't know where this energy comes from, but it's fired up. There's something about that is, you can't even put it on, like you can't write it down. Like, I don't know what it is, like a superpower.
What do you get out of it on a soul level? What is it about like the music or people responding to your music that fills it for you?
It's this energy, dude. Like, you see me super chill. Like, when I'm not on stage, like, I'm just super chill. Mm. But there's something about playing music and people reacting to music. Mm-hmm. And then those little tweaks you do in the studio, like the little spaces you leave in the songs, and like the feedback you get is it's like a high. It's like a high for sure. Mm. And you can't even explain it. For me, that's what it is. It's just the feedback, or just hearing when that sound happens, you hear hear like the ripple of people, and it's like a collective effort.
Yeah.
It's a we thing, like with the crowd. Have
you ever staged though?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
What?
Yeah. Dude, these days.
What?
Yeah. And this was when I was heavier too. Dude, fans are strong these days. They're dude. I've seen some pretty big DJs, and I'm not talking like big social media following. I'm talking like big
DJ Khaled big.
Like yeah. And they'll be some fans, real fans. Those are real fans. Will hold you up.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was it like to stage dive?
It was more of like a lean.
Oh,
you know
like a stage lean.
Because I was like,
Yeah.
I don't. Am I like popping or am I not? So I was like.
Yeah. You don't want to be. You don't want to Jack Black in School of Rock. Yeah.
I've been seeing some videos of people being a little too confident, and they'll run from the back of the stage, and there's like 10 feet from the stage to the first person in the crowd. So you kind of have to do your homework. You got to be an athlete.
Yeah.
I'm clearly not an athlete, so you have to learn how to do it.
Wow.
And some people get sued because of it.
Really?
So you gotta.
Yeah.
You would maybe these days.
You got to go with the lean.
You got to go with the lean.
Can you get sued for the lean?
Yeah. No, you got to do that.
Hey, you're cool. I'm gonna.
Because there's some videos where like you'll see some people go like this.
Really?
Yeah. And some rappers will be like, "Yeah, he's got me. This means yes. In Portland, it means yeah."
No.
Or something like that, and they'll go for it.
Yeah, you just need. I would never be one of the ones who's support. I'm way too short to support, but I would see it up there.
Yeah.
Just kind of like the ceiling just now. I'd be like, it's up there, and it's cool what's going on.
Yep.
But there would be other. You need what? three. You need what? Three people to confidently support a
Like
human?
30.
30?
Well, because people lean to, because you got to think about it. It's if someone weighs what, 200 pounds?
Oh yeah. What am I thinking?
200 pounds, right?
Yeah, you need a lot of.
And you
people.
got a little skippity hop, a little
Yeah.
jump. Your elbows are going to go down
Yeah.
a little bit. So then people kind of gravitate towards each other
Wow.
to kind of
Yeah.
counter that.
Yeah.
But it depends on the show. If the energy's not there, that people instead of going in, they'll go out
Wow. Oh no. Nightmare.
and you'll go right in the hole.
Oh shit. Wait. So you staged leaned and staged dove?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Americo.
But dude, there's some people that do it a lot better than me. That's not my forte.
Oh.
There's some like really athletic DJs out there.
Yeah. Have you ever met someone where you in your industry that you got like starstruck from?
Yeah. All the
Other
time.
than Bad Bunny, obviously Bad Bunny.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, but Bad Bunny.
Yeah, dude, I mean, every producer, every artist, like on top of their like music, they have like something to them. Like
Yeah.
they'll have like, obviously there's someone that'll throw a cake and there's someone that'll
I did see a cake throwing thing recently.
Yeah.
It was hella good aim. A dude from like
He's
far
really good.
away.
Steve Aoki, dude.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. People, I don't know why the NFL hasn't really signed this guy.
Yeah. He cake threw from far away, and it's a big cake. It's a big sheet cake, and he throws it, and it hits a fan in the face, and they're like, "Will you cake me?"
He's got like a bullseye, like Guinness World Record something.
You need to do a hot sauce gun
Dude, I don't think
in
that.
people's eyes.
That'll be like a lawsuit ready to happen,
People
no?
are like, the music. Fuck. He's getting rid of our senses so we could feel more of the fucking music.
There's a lot of people that they'll just like do something. They'll have their thing.
Yeah.
And that's like people love stuff.
Did you ever hit a rut for you where you were like, I am creatively strung out and I cannot get to this next place that I need to get to? Have you ever felt that way?
Yeah. Of course.
Of course we feel it.
Yeah.
But I mean, have you had one where it had massive implications as far as like you just couldn't get out of it?
Yeah.
I mean, like eventually, of course you did, but it was just.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like, because I just like waited out. I think I like waited out. Like if there's a wave of like, oh wow, people are really loving when people do a backflip on stage. I'm like, not me.
Yeah.
And then I peace out, and then I don't do a backflip on stage, and I'll just work on my music. Like,
Sure.
Ultimately, that'll.
No, I just mean like even musically. Like musically, do you find yourself being like, I know, like I can't seem to create something that's great. You lost your power.
Yeah. Side quests.
Yeah. Oh, side quests.
Big side quest guy.
Really?
Yeah. I keep telling this to Olivia. It's like, I want to just, I'll pick up a random hobby and I'll run till the wheels fall off. I'll go full X Games mode on whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then I just come back like a whole new person. It's like, whoa, what's EDM? I was like, I love EDM. And then I just get this like re-love of things.
Really?
Yeah. So I have to do normie stuff. I love the 9 to 5 feeling.
Wow.
To just like, okay, ground myself.
Wow.
So like I just saw like, I don't know if it's true or not, but like Lana Del Rey like working at a Denny's in the middle of America. I love that.
Yeah, that's.
I always
awesome.
saw. I'm like, I'm gonna move to a random apartment in like Iowa, and I'm just gonna work on the farm for a few weeks.
Wow.
Just to feel something,
Yeah, that would be dope though, and but I wish I could. Fuck. I wish I could do that. Of course I can, but then it's just like you'd have to get away from everything for an indefinite amount of time.
Yeah, I've done that, and some fans probably might hate me because like, oh yeah, where's the music? He hasn't released something in so long, dude. I'm doing these side quests just so the main quest could be better, I guess.
That's incredible. So what was a side quest that you like? What are some of your side quests that you've done?
It's like, dude, I picked up cycling, dude. Like
Yeah.
it's like the most like you see it. You're like these like I was a cyclist hater, and then there's just something about this like hamster wheel mentality where you're just like, yo, I gotta go faster, I gotta go up. And then I'm just like riding my bike. I ride my bike like 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
And then just keeps me busy, and then just like mental health. It really helps here and there.
That would be a hella good one to do side quest wise, because you can deliver food on bikes. That when I see people who like deliver food on bikes, and I'm not even being facetious, like there's something about that I'm like, I would love to just do that. That would be great to you just deliver food and you're like, here you go. Like there's so much in there. You're working to get to your thing. Okay. So there's work. It's physical. So you're getting exercise. It's stimulating because it's different every time. And then you get to give somebody something at the end. You'd be like, here you go. It's full fulfillment.
It's the side quests, man, that make the main quest worth it.
Fuck. I have to write that down on my back and get it tattooed. Where
I'll get a side quest tattoo.
A side quest tattoo?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I'll always be like, yo, whenever you're stuck, just look at your side quest. And then what are we going to do? And then just do something you've never thought of doing ever.
So cycling was one. What was another one?
Dude, I've had so many hobbies. I built a van over COVID. Like a cargo van into like a livable van.
Yeah.
I didn't even know how to do any of that. And then paintball.
He said that the same way that he said emails.
I bought a go-kart too.
It's incredible.
Dude, I go-karting, ride bikes, paintball, cycling. There's another weird one, I think. Cooking.
And all this time that all this stuff is happening, you're not really thinking about music. You're literally just being like, this is what I'm learning.
Oh, dude, I was in the Tour de France last week.
Are you fucking with me?
Like here.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm in it.
It's incredible.
Like I'm in it. Like that's me. Can't wait to my next race. Like, I'm defending the title this year. Like I'm like in it. And I'm just like, you're like I don't know. It's like, I feel like a different person. And then all of a sudden, all right, time to work. Then you click back in and you're like, all right, yeah. Boombox. Back. Yeah. But I don't do it on purpose. Like I don't want to. I don't know if I should, but like, I mean, it's helped me to keep things like, keep things going. Cause I mean, you get burnt like 4 shows a week. I mean, you guys do like 4 shows a day sometimes. We'll travel, 14 hours just to play an hour set.
Yeah.
And then fly back.
Wow.
Like I'll get an offer like, yo, dude, you want to play Shenzhen in China? Just an hour set, and you'll be back home. Like, whoa, damn. You gotta sacrifice like 4 or 5 days just to like prepare for it, do it, and come back. You're fried rice.
Yeah.
So you gotta barefoot on the grass type thing. You gotta like ground yourself.
Yeah. Have you made something with more than just beats? Like, have you've done songwriting as far as lyrics go too?
Yes, but I won't even like some of these singers, man. They're so like, yeah, I would never say that.
Really?
Yeah, that's not something I would say. All right, that's fine. You could do it. We'll stay here for another 10 hours here.
So you've had singers that you've worked with that were difficult?
Well, they're writing, right? They're writing, and I'm playing the song. I was like, play it, just loop it, and then I'll loop it, and they'll be just writing, and then like. And I said, you could take it home. You could write at home. It's like, no, I got this. And then like they'll write stuff, and then we'll be in there for hours.
Jeez, dude.
And then I'm like, yo, maybe you should say this. I would never say that. I'm like, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'll step out, and then, hey, do you want a coffee or something?
Yeah.
Because it's like blind dating.
Yeah.
When you're in these sessions with people.
Yeah, I could never do it. Like where you're working with someone who you're just like, you don't know anything about like that.
We're supposed to make a hit record. Americo, pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Just what's
kind of like an arranged marriage a little bit. You're like
probably worse.
Yeah. Jeez.
And yeah, we gotta write the next lean on, or we gotta write the next Thriller. We gotta write Thriller.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And we're just kind of just 4 people. Like, oh, there's this one like Scandinavian like singer, and there's this Mexican DJ dude, and and then just like the A&R guy or the, all right,
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah. Have you written anything about Verilago?
Like the skin stuff?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
I always like, I don't know. I like never even talk about it. I don't even like.
I was going to ask you, is that something like, is that something you feel comfortable like talking about or writing about? Because, you know, a lot of artists, they draw from, you know, what makes them unique.
Yeah, dude. Like I never even like used, like, like I could use this.
Yeah.
I could use this for something.
Sure.
I never like even, like I never even used it. I never even talk about it. Like, I mean, people who ask for sure.
Yeah.
But, dude, growing up back in the day, it was just like what it was like what is this alien? Or like, what are you, you know? But thankfully in LA and, 2023, it's a lot more, wow, I love, you'll get a compliment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But no, I think if maybe if I was a comedian, I'd probably incorporate it in my set.
Well, yeah. I just mean, if you got made fun of as a kid or you were out, you were cast out because of it, sometimes that's just a driving force that as an adult, when you have the wherewithal and the creative professional means to try and do something to tribute that or to heal it or whatever, that's why I ask.
I think I just use it as like a fuel. I'm like, all right. I mean,
Yeah.
if my skin looks like this, it's some certain way, like, and I could accomplish all these other things, like, oh wow, like maybe if I didn't have it, maybe I would have accomplished more, or maybe I would have accomplished less.
No, definitely not that.
Who knows? So I don't know. I use it kind of like I don't know, like a challenge, but like it's like,
I get that.
I got it.
Yeah, I get that.
And then I'm sure like with your situation, people would be like, no, he can't do that. And you're like, oh, watch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
just watch.
Yeah, it's how do you feel about negative criticism, positive criticism? What is it that you is it a healthy balance of both that fuels you?
I mean, if there's 100 comments of like, oh, amazing, you crushed this. If there's just one fucking comment that says sucks or like terrible, it'll get me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm human and I like having human conversations with people, and that's a human who said it. So like, I'll take it serious. But over COVID, I kind of got the idea of like, you know what, this is like it's like a Yelp review, or it's like a whatever, and you're gonna disappoint some people, or you're gonna make some people happy, and you just kind of have to not look at it. And I really like kind of not having my phone or like not having anything that'll influence my ideas or what, because it's very easy to see what the next person is doing, and you'll do that because that got a positive review, and you'll do the same thing to get the positive review. So
Yeah.
and I think that's kind of cheap. I think doing what's safe is kind of cheap.
Did COVID change anything for you before and after?
Yeah, well, like kind of the tour health and just learning. All right, everyone's like square one, and like touring 4 times a week, all of a sudden to no touring, focus more on music, which was not a good thing too, because like we make music we gain feedback from people, and that feedback is helpful for the music.
Yeah.
So these songs, I'll play them out and I'll be like, okay, they liked it because of this, so I'm going to do some tweaks because of that. But now you can't play it in a big system to thousands of people. So like the music you make is kind of like, so I was making like softer music, or I was making like other genres. That kind of helped like cleanse the palate and stuff. But it was like a big realization of like, oh, I could do this too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I know you were touring pretty heavy before COVID, and so to reset that way, it was tough. You and I both kind of went through a similar thing where we were just like touring hella. We're touring crazy before we go, and then going through the whole grief phases of like, I can't work, I can't tour, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'd like this time off to be super creative. Anything like that?
Dude, did you do drive-ins?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my God. I remember walking off stage. I was like, dude, I'll quit if this is I will quit right now.
Yeah.
And I just remember, I mean, bless their souls to everyone attending, and like to everyone that put on the show, like that, we did it together. But
Yeah.
wow, imagine playing a song and then you just like, hey, everyone, let me see those hands up. And you just see the windshield wipers go like this.
Oof, oof, oof. But then you get a little spritz.
Hey, you guys, everyone, how you guys doing it? And then the little headlights, and then you'll get some honking here, and then you're like, yeah, that's the feedback I wanted.
That's bad, dude. That's tough.
I'm glad we're like
past that for
past
sure.
that. You did do some of that stuff.
Yeah, I did some drive-in shows. Yeah, those were bad. Because you do a joke and someone honks, you're not.
That way,
You're
is this
just
funny?
not
Or is
sure.
this
Yeah, you're not sure. A honk is in nature feels very negative. There's only it takes a very deliberate type of person to be able to pull off the is very, you go girl, and I don't think my comedy is very sassy either, so I don't appreciate that. So there's a lot about honking that I
timing.
just don't like. Yeah, and then there's which doesn't feel good, and feels like sexual. So just don't. Yeah, honking is.
or the pup.
Were you gonna?
You can let me. Yep.
Well, lastly, what piece of advice would you give anybody who's trying to be a musician? And do you consider yourself to be someone who can give advice? Hang on, do you consider yourself to be someone who could give advice as far as like your experience? And I don't want to impart like,
no.
Americo, impart onto the people with all of your wisdoms.
Yeah. Medical advice. Yeah, I'm the best at medical advice. No, man, there's no rules, dude. No matter what industry you're in, at this point, there's like no rules.
Yeah.
And there's gurus everywhere. You get your information from everywhere. You could become the biggest DJ in the world just by learning stuff off of YouTube. I've learned dude, I built a van because of YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, professional cyclists here because of YouTube. Yeah. And I think it's just a matter of just whatever feels right naturally for yourself. What was cool, or what a process was 10 years ago isn't a process anymore. I mean, a lot of things are changing. They're changing quick. I mean, anything that we could say here could be obsolete tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, ultimately, all you got to do is just do whatever makes you happy. I know it's as corny as it sounds, but do some side quests here and there, and just to find out if your main quest is even worth it.
Interesting. I really love that. Well, I am so glad that you came on the pod, and like I said, I'm a huge fan of what you do. I'm a bigger fan of who you are, and I love getting to chat with you because I learn something every single time. So,
buddy, I appreciate you a lot, and this is awesome. I can't stop seeing that sticker pillow.
Oh yeah, the banana chair.
I just think everything you've done and like your successes and all that stuff, I'm a huge fan of. Before we even like met, I knew about your stuff, and you're very talented. You're a hard worker.
Thanks, buddy.
And we got a lot of work to do, dude.
We got a lot of side quests.
We got a lot of side
We got
quests
some
going
fucking
on.
emails to get to.
We got some emails to get to. We gotta make some people happy. But most importantly, we gotta stay as happy as possible.
Yeah, I'll find it.
You and me both, brother.
Thanks, Americo. Boombox Cartel. Me more. Tell me more.
Have you ever had a dream that you had to do so much you could do anything?